a few hours ago, moment BIAFRANS cry out of the court, and this happened because Nnamdi Kanu was attacked in the court. In broad daylight, they attacked this man in court, and the lawyers of Nnamdi Kanu couldn't do anything rather than to be crying. The only thing they could do in court was to be crying. I will play you the full video. You will see things for yourself because everything was actually on record. You will see things for yourself the way it goes. For you to allow your client to be attacked in court in such a way, it is very, very disheartening. Now, BIAFRANS have been crying and they're saying nothing must happen to Nnamdi Kanu. Most especially BIAFRANS in court, they said nothing must happen to Nnamdi Kanu, and they were even shouting blood of Jesus in court. You will see things the way it goes. I would like us to stay connected to the end of this video because I'm going to be playing the full video. You will see everything the way it happens. So I would like us to stay connected to the end of the video. If you can share the video, just do what to share it. Share it to different social media platforms. Let it go viral, and if you can share it, just like the video. Like it, give it a thumb up so that YouTube will recommend it for us. Just stay connected. I'm coming back again.
Welcome you back to LAJUPOG Watch TV.
I don't have bad news for you today.
The home of religious gossip.
But you should leave the fight for Mohammed.
What is happening in the Christendom? Join now to make sense with LAJUPOG.
Hello my great and wonderful viewers, welcome back to LAJUPOG Watch TV. For those of you coming across this channel for the very first time, for those of you that are fresh on this channel, just do well to click the red subscription button appearing on your video screen, and as you click in it, do well to click the notification bell icon and osayi, so that whenever we drop a new video in few hours time, YouTube will easily let you to know. You know, Nnamdi Kanu went to court few hours ago and Nnamdi Kanu was attacked, which a lot of media will not even carry. They attacked Nnamdi Kanu heads down, as if I've already known that all those kind of attack will actually take place today. But Nnamdi Kanu lawyers, the only thing they could do is to cry when Nnamdi Kanu was attacked. A lot of people were saying that, oh, can't the DSS actually protest Nnamdi Kanu? I didn't know the one that arrested him is in their custody. They were the one that take him to court. Can't they just protect this man and all of that? But this is not even in the hand of the DSS. If I must say, this is not the duty of the DSS. It is the duty of Nnamdi Kanu's lawyer to protect their client whenever they are in the courtroom. The DSS are meant to protect Nnamdi Kanu in their custody, not in the courtroom, because in the courtroom there, the DSS are against Nnamdi Kanu 100% because they actually want to bring him down. That's why they bring him to court for trial. Now it is the duty of Nnamdi Kanu's lawyer. Nnamdi Kanu have up to 10 lawyers. What were they doing in the court? Why did they open their eyes on ground for this to happen? You will see the video. It is a very ridiculous video. A lot of people were watching it. They were actually crying. This is a very ridiculous attack to Nnamdi Kanu, and the lawyers of Nnamdi Kanu did not try based on this. Now, BIAFRANS cry out of the court because they never expected it. Some of them were just shouting blood of Jesus as they ran out of the court, because they never see it coming. Now, I will play the full video. You see things for yourself the way it goes. So I would like guys to stay connected to the end of this video. If you can share the video as you're watching it, just do what to share it. This is not the time to hasten on, because I will play you all the court processes, everything that happened in court, and you will see the moment the attack comes in. So if you can share the video, just do what to share it. If you can't share it, just like it. Like it, give it a thumb up so that it will be recommended for us. Let's get to everyone. Let a lot of people get to know what is happening as far as Nnamdi Kanu case is concerned. Now, let me give you a ride as we digress straight to what happened in court. Now, I'll play you everything that happened in court, and during the video, I will play you another video in the video as well. You will see what happened in court, the one Nnamdi Kanu was attacked down. Just stay connected as we roll on. Now, this is the way everything went in the court few hours ago. So don't rush me. Just stay connected to the end of the video. If you have something doing, you can drop the video and go and do what you want to do and come back to the video. And as you're watching it, just do what to share the video. Let a lot of BIAFRANS see what is happening as far as Nnamdi Kanu case is concerned. Because some people were actually saying that this thing is very, very planned. They planned it very well. Now, let me take you a ride on what happened in court. The Federal High Court in Abuja has admitted in evidence a radio transmitter allegedly smuggled into the country by the detailed self-acclaimed leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, the person of Nnamdi Kanu. Justice James Omotosho admitted the transmitter along with a 20-foot container in which it was allegedly brought into the country from London without relevant custom documentation. Justice Omotosho on Friday admitted the container as Exhibit PWY and the radio transmitter as Exhibit PWZ. During a brief proceeding conducted within the premises of the headquarters of the Department of State Service, the DSS in Abuja, the decision of the court to conduct the proceeding in the DSS headquarters was informed by an oral application by prosecuting lawyer Adegboyega Awomolu, SAN, who prayed the court to inspect the transmitter and container which was kept in the DSS facility. Awomolu made the application midway into the testimony of the fourth prosecution witness, who among others testified about how the transmitter and container were recovered in the premises in Umbuluzuezo in Ihiala local government of Anambra State. The prosecution lawyer said it was impossible for the prosecution to bring the transmitter and the container to the court premises and urged the court to relocate to where they are kept for the purpose of citing and for prosecution to tender them. The first lawyer, Onyenshi Ikweazu, SAN, did not object to Awomolu's application, which was subsequently granted by the judge immediately. Now let's continue. Earlier in his testimony, the fourth prosecution witness, a DSS agent, told the court that he knew Kanu as the leader of the IPOB, a group campaigning for the secession of southeastern states, part of the South-South, as well as Benue and Kogi State from Nigeria to form a Biafra republic. He said Kanu utilized his Radio Biafra to propagate his message and incite his followers to engage in violence and other terrorism activities. This is the witness of the DSS speaking right now. Now let's continue. You will see things for yourself. If you can share the video, do well to share it. Let a lot of people get to know what is happening. Let people see things. You will see how Nnamdi Kanu was attacked during this court proceeding. Just stay connected. Let's run on. The witness who said he was among those who investigated the allegation against Kanu told the court that sometimes in October 2015, his agency got intelligence that Kanu smuggled into the country an FM radio transmitter in a container. He said the transmitter, which was concealed among household items in a container, was not declared to the Nigerian custom and that it was to be used for Radio Biafra. The witness said he later saw a video where the defendant, Kanu, and one of his associates, Benjamin Madubugu, were inspecting the transmitter, which they described as a game changer. Now, the witness continued in his voice. He said, "After I watched the video, I was instructed to obtain a warrant, locate the transmitter, and relocate it." The witness said, adding that himself and others located the transmitters in the premises where Modupugu lived with his family and a brother named Francis and relocated it. He said when the search warrant obtained from a chief magistrate court in Ihiala, Anambra State, was executed in the residence of Benjamin Madubugu at Umbunusiuzo, they found the radio transmitter in a 20-feet container, 2 pump action guns without license, laptops, computer, some ammunition, small quantity of marijuana, among others. Now, the witness continued. He said, the transmitter was concealed with household items, including second-hand clothes. When we asked Benjamin about the other item that we saw in the video, he said one Shimezi came to take them away. Awomolu subsequently tendered a video recording showing Kanu inspecting the container and its content, including the transmitter. You can see what is going on. You can see the way the DSS are actually playing their games today through their witness. Now let's continue. The video showed Kanu being assisted by an individual and being recorded by another, opening the container, identify all its content and explaining how the transmitter will be deployed. The video also showed Kanu with his hand on the transmitter saying, "This is the monster itself. This is what will destroy enemies of Biafra. This is nuclear monster that will destroy the zoo." Those are in Kanu's words. Those are what Kanu said. Now let's continue. When asked what Kanu meant by the zoo, the witness said the defendant was referring to Nigeria. You can see what is going on. The judge asked the DSS witness that what did Kanu mean by the zoo? The DSS witness said the Kanu in question is referring to Nigeria as the zoo. Now, let's run on. The witness said Kanu inspected the container in Madubugu's premises in Ubunisizo in Hiala, Anambra State. He said after recovering the transmitter, they arrested Madubugu, who later made a statement detailing how the container got to his premises. The statement written by Madubugu on November 3, 2015 was admitted in evidence by the court and read by the witness. In the statement, Madubugu admitted, among others, that he agreed to the house container on the ground that he will keep it. After all the content had been evacuated, Madubugu said Kanu came to inspect the container and said it will be used to broadcast Radio Biafra activities. He added that Kanu came to his house with Shimezi between March and April 2015 to make the video of the inspection of the container. The witness said Madubugu was later arraigned with Kanu before the former judge handling the case, Justice Binta Onyanko. He added that the joint trial was later separated when Kanu jumped bail, adding that Madubugu is still on trial before Justice Onyanko. That's what the TSS witness is actually saying. Now, let's run on. We are getting there. PW4, who said he once served in the Southeast, told the court that the activities of member of IPOB and its military wing, the Eastern Security Network (ESN), have greatly hampered socio-economic activities in that part of the country. It is referring to the Southeast, the Biafran land. Now, the witness said ESN is the military arm of IPOB. All ESN members are IPOB member, but not all IPOB members are ESN member. Now, it's actually creating some kind of confusion in the court right now. The DSS witness is creating some level of confusion now. The judge will asking questions. Now, the DSS witness continued. He said they carry out instructions of the defendant. It's referring to the IPOB, that the IPOB and the ESN, they carry out instructions from Nnamdi Kanu. They carry out instruction of the defendant, which he broadcast through Radio Biafra. They are trained in the art of guerrilla warfare. They engage in art of terrorism. They maim, they kill, and they propagate hate against other ethnic groups, particularly the Hausa Fulani. The witness said his agency has a desk assigned to monitor and record every broadcast made by Kanu on Radio Biafra. Arome later tendered some radio recording of the broadcast, which the court admitted in evidence. In one of the broadcasts, which he made on May 29, 2021, Kanu used disparaging words in describing Minister of Works, David Umahi, former governor of Imo State, Rokas Okorosha, and his successor, Hope Uzodinma. He described Southeast political leaders as fools, vagabonds, idiots, and proceeded to declare a sit-at-home for May 31, 2021. Kanu warned that anybody who disobeyed a sit-at-home order by venturing out of his or her house on the said day will die. If you come out on the 31st, you are going to die. If the zoo army tries anything, they will be confronted, Kanu said, claiming that the Nigerian army is made up of cowards who always attack civilians. In another broadcast he made on May 30, Kanu called for complete and total lockdown in the Southeast and warned that whoever opens his or her shop will be burnt with the shop. In his broadcast on May 31, Kanu was heard telling his followers that he did not ask them to attack businesses in the area, but to focus on their enemies. Now, let's continue. PW4 said he knew a commander of ESN called Nwonkike Ayinayo Andy, who was popularly known as Ikonso, but killed by security forces on the 24th April 2021 in his hometown, Awumama, Oru East local government of Imo State. The witness said Kanu made a broadcast on April 25, 2021, in which he mourned the death of Ikonso, spoke highly of him, and vowed that there will be repercussions. Kanu in the broadcast claimed that Ikonso was killed in his sleep in his home by state security personnel and not on the battlefield. He said the deceased be buried and mourned in a very special way. The witness told the court that in one of his broadcasts, Kanu claimed that Ikonso will be buried with 200 heads, but that when they arrested an IPOB member, Emeyiri Uzoma Benjamin, known as Onyami, he made a statement confessing that they were only able to get 30 heads out of 2,000 heads. Now you can see everything that transpired in court. Now I'll be playing you a video now, and in this video that I will be playing you, you will see the way Kanu was actually attacked down in court. These are everything that happened in court. Everything that you heard now, they are everything that happened in court. But come and see the way they actually attacked Kanu down in court, and the lawyers of Kanu were actually watching. Stay connected to the end of the video. If you can share the video, share it. If you can share it, just like it. Let's go into the video. I'm coming back again.
The prosecution came prepared today. They came with bombs, just like the very first court day. You can see. And in all this, I didn't even hear one objection today. I've always said it. Do not allow your opponent's momentum to keep firing. You don't even have any way you block to check the person. Because the more someone keeps firing, the more the person grows in confidence. Today was a victory for the federal government lawyers. It's so obvious. The federal government lawyers scored a huge victory today. Look at the barrage of evidence they brought. Look at the barrage. Look at the preparation they did throughout the weeks. And I'm going to blame Nnamdi Kanu's lawyers for this, because they had 3 weeks to prepare. I know that the prosecution had the center stage, but you don't allow them take the center stage by doing nothing. When they're trying to make points that may harm your clients, that is where you should step in. Don't allow that point. Don't allow it to happen. Find a way. You saw what the prosecution did on the last court case. You saw how their lead counsel was always saying objection. The prosecution lawyer is always objecting, except he knows he doesn't have sufficient evidence on what he wants to say, or does not have a backup for his objection. That's when you won't see him talk. But sometimes Nnamdi Kanu's lawyers, they can go to sleep after doing a good job. You came today and allowed the court you allowed the defense to have his way, just like that. Who does that? You are playing a match with somebody that's scoring you 1 goal, 2 goal, 3 goal. You just allow the person keep scoring till 10. If you cannot do anything, at least reduce the deficit. This whole 3 weeks break, I don't know what to use it for, because this was an attack, a counter attack from the air, from the land, from the sea, choked on Kanu's neck. I'm sure he would have been sweating in that courtroom, because you allowed him, exposed him like that. What about the videos they were playing? You couldn't even counter anyone. You couldn't even subject it to investigation before you allowed it to be played, to know if it was doctored or if it was caught and joined. When they talked about the transmitter issue and the going to Benjamin's house, I didn't see any objection. I didn't see any refuser or rebuttal. I saw silence. You just stood there and said, bring it. Yeah, it's okay. We like it. You went to, we like it. They brought gun, they brought bomb, they brought grenade, as they said. You didn't even object to say there was nothing like that. Or never a time your client engaged in such. You kept quiet. Maybe waiting for cross-examination. Maybe. But you forget that you can also object before cross-examination. Well, that is where we are. Just about heading for victory, all of a sudden, it looks as if another roadblock is in our front. It's clear that it is getting more difficult as the days go, because this ambush really hurts me. It really hurts me. Any day Nnamdi Kanu comes out of the dungeon to the court, he hopes that that day might be his last day in the dungeon. And what happens in the court gives him hope or makes him hopeless, depending on how the lawyers made it for him. You are the ones that give glimmer of hope. You are the ones holding all the aces, the arguments. And the judge is listening to everybody's opinion. You can't just come to court as a lawyer and sit down and be listening. You can't do that. Nnamdi Kanu will go back again and start asking himself, God, when? God, when? At least the other week, I'm sure he must have felt, yeah, I'm getting this done. I'm sure at the end of today, you have just set that man back. And it's paining me because I know definitely that the prosecution, needed to do something at this point, because so far they have been whitewashed by Nnamdi Kanu's lawyers. I think it's time we begin to realize that this case is dragging too much. It's dragging too much. And like I said, I've always called for a political solution, because the prosecution, of course, wants this case to keep dragging. And as long as it drags, people will be happy. Some people that want to keep him as long as possible. And they keep bringing these evidences, these videos and pictures, slowing down the court processes. I know that Omotosho has said that he's giving 4 to 6 more sessions to end this case. And I just pray he keeps to exactly the words he said, because he said he's giving everybody, the defense, the prosecution, 6 court days to bring in all witnesses, to bring in all evidences. Let's end this case. Let's end it.
Any attempt by the zoo army or the police to kill innocent populations the same way they did in Obibo will be met in equal measure. Therefore, it has fallen upon this very generation to defend our land against the excesses and ravages of Fulani terrorism and the hegemonic tendencies of the Sokoto Caliphate. For years, our mothers have not been able to go to the farms. Our daughters are being raped and cut into pieces. Everybody is aware of what transpired at Nimbo, at also Wani, what is happening right now in Delta, what is also happening in Ebonyi State, and also in parts of Abia. We cannot allow it to continue. We have cowards and spineless, lily-livered idiots as governors. They have given over our land to the Janjaweed to occupy in perpetuity. This very generation, this very IPOB will not tolerate it. Not now, not tomorrow, not ever. We would rather all perish and die than to allow our land to be taken over by the Janjaweed. It cannot happen. This is a warning to all the governors who are conspiring due to one political consideration or the other to give our land to infidels and blood-sucking demons from the Sahel. It cannot happen. Not under our watch. It's not going to happen. Not now, not tomorrow, not ever. Our invaders, we are being told, come from Senegambia. We are being told they come from Mali. Some are from Niger Republic. Some are from Chad, according to the governor of Kaduna State, El Rufai. Therefore, we are setting up the Eastern Security Network to combat the excesses of these vagabonds and criminals from across the Sahel. Along the same lines as Amotekun and even the ones set up by the terrorists themselves, Mietiala. What we are launching today officially before the congregation of a global audience is the Eastern Security Network. Not a Biafran army, no. Anytime this army will march, we shall let the world know. But for now, and for our present purposes, we are there to defend the land of Biafra against these marauders from the Sahel, against a very determined incursion being led by terrorists, Fulani terrorists to be precise. What we are doing is no different from what Attac.K is seeking to achieve in Yoruba land. What we are doing is not far from what Miyetti Yala, the terrorists themselves, are seeking to achieve in the northern part of the damnable Zoological Republic. Our response to the endless cycle of insecurity, lawlessness, mayhem, destruction of lives and properties in Biafra land is the launch of this very Eastern Security Network. This very day, in the coming days and weeks, you will see them in their uniforms. You will see them performing very critical and vital functions of ensuring the security of our land. I urge each and every one of you to give them your maximum cooperation. Attempts in the past to resolve this very raging Fulani terrorist incursion into our land has been very fragmented and piecemeal. It has never worked. Just a few days ago, we received reports that Delta State under Governor Ifeanyi Okowa launched what he referred to as Delta Safe Operation Delta Hawk, only for Delta State. Whereas Yoruba governors launched Attac.K to safeguard the whole of Yoruba land. Miyetti Yala launched their own vigilante group to safeguard the interest of Fulani Janjaweed all over the Zoological Republic. When you come to the east, by which I mean the southeast and the south-south, all the governors there are cowards. They have not done anything to secure our lives and our properties. That is why we felt it is necessary for us to do the right thing to protect our land, or else we will go the way that the Hausa people went. And we are not going to allow that, not under our watch. They have managed to fragment our people. They have managed to divide us. No governor in the southeast or south-south has the courage nor the conviction to stand up to defend the people. Therefore, we must. Therefore, IPOB must defend our land to the very last blood in our bones. We are not going to stop. Not now, not tomorrow, not ever, until we rid our farms and our forests of every vestige of Fulani Janjaweedism. This evening, I'm announcing it, that our forests and our farmlands shall be free of Fulani terror presence. They cannot dwell in our bushes. They can bring down their cattle to do their business, after which we expect them to domicile in our cities and in our towns, to rent houses like any other group of people. If they decide to venture into our forests and into our farms, they will have us to contend with. We do not care who they come with. We don't care if they come with their army, their air force, or whoever is supporting this caliphate relentless incursion into the south. We shall meet them head on. We shall confront them. I do not want to hear about any rape of a mother anywhere starting from this very night. I don't want to hear that any daughter of Biafra has been abducted anywhere in our territory, because starting from this very evening, our forests and our farmlands are no-go areas for Fulani terrorists masquerading as headsmen. Because the Fulani very cleverly discovered that the only way they can defeat our people is by dividing us. That is why all the governors of the South-South and the Southeast never got together to float any security outfit capable of defending our land. None of them did. Absolutely none. Even what their counterparts are doing in Yoruba land, they cannot replicate. what ordinary terrorist group like Miet Yala is doing, your so-called governors cannot do it because they are cowards. They are beholden to the caliphate. They have come to do the bidding of the Fulani Janjaweed, and we can't allow them in our land. If they want to serve the Fulani Caliphate, they can go to the north and do it. Not in Biafra land, not anymore, not from this very night. That is why this very announcement is being made before the full view of the international community, that they may understand how serious we are, how determined we are. As somebody quite rightly said, the only way to eat an elephant is by cutting it into pieces. The only way the Fulani Janjaweed can overwhelm us is by dividing us. If you are an agent of Fulani Caliphate, if you have come to do the bidding of Fulani Janjaweed in our land, I am asking you this very evening to retrace your steps, because again, starting from this very day, anywhere Biafrans are killed, any governor, any police commissioner who tolerates the massacre of innocent people will pay very dearly for it. Will pay very, very dearly for it. Do not underestimate our resolve, because this evening, first of all, I speak as a human being who is possessed of a compatriot spirit and empathy with the suffering of human beings everywhere, especially in the zoo that Britain created called Nigeria. Second, I speak as a witness to the suffering of Biafrans at the hands of their so-called fellow citizens in the zoo called Nigeria.
Thank you for staying connected, my great and wonderful viewers. You can see everything that transpired in court. You can see the way everything actually goes. You see, Kanu was attacked heads down in court by the DSS witness, and the lawyers of Nnamdi Kanu couldn't do anything about it. This is a big blow. This is really a big blow to Nnamdi Kanu. The lawyers of Nnamdi Kanu have more than 2 weeks to prepare for this hearing or this trial that took place few years ago. But what were they doing? And these are brilliant lawyers. Even BIAFRANS were crying in court moment the witness of DSS was tendering his own evidences, and the lawyers of Nnamdi Kanu couldn't even object. All these things play out within the court premises, and there's nothing the lawyers of Nnamdi Kanu could do. Now the DSS, obviously, they won Nnamdi Kanu in court effortlessly and flawlessly. They beat Nnamdi Kanu in court. Now the chances of Nnamdi Kanu to actually be freed is becoming more slim, and because before the chances of Nnamdi Kanu to be freed was very, very small. They will free him within a short time. But based on this thing that the DSS did a very great job. I must not lie you. They did a very great job as far as this case is concerned. Few hours ago, they killed the show. They make sure that their witness did the best, and they brought the best out of their witness by giving him everything that he needs. And the lawyers of Nnamdi Kanu couldn't even object. The question they asking the lawyers of Nnamdi Kanu, the question BIAFRANS were asking them is, what were you guys doing? Were you guys sleeping in court? Were you just? Why will you allow a DSS witness to actually outshine you in such a manner in the court? Why will you allow it? You can't even object. Even the time that the lawyers of Nnamdi Kanu were beating DSS lawyers in the court and all of that, in their previous court ruling and all, the lawyers of Nnamdi Kanu win the DSS lawyers in court based on everything that happened in court back then. But at least the lawyers of the DSS were objecting most of the things that the lawyers of Nnamdi Kanu were bringing forward. But in this very scenario, the lawyers of Nnamdi Kanu were just sitting, they couldn't even object everything that the DSS witness is bringing forward. And these are very big evidences on big allegations. And the moment the DSS witness were actually bringing out the allegations and the evidences on it, the BIAFRANS in court were shouting, ha, 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 where is this happening? But the lawyers of Nnamdi Kanu were seated there and they couldn't even object. Those are everything that actually played out. You can see the way the witness attacked Nnamdi Kanu, hands down, hands down. Nothing was done. Biafrans were just kind of disappointed because they never expected it. Many of them cry out of the court. Many Biafrans cry out of the court because they never see it coming. The someone confided in the lawyers of Nnamdi Kanu that they will protect Nnamdi Kanu in court today, but they couldn't. So we're looking forward for another ruling few days time. That will be tomorrow rather. We're looking forward for another ruling, and let's see how it's going to play out. Let's see everything that will happen. Let's see what Nnamdi Kanu will actually do this time, and let's see the dramas that DSS lawyers will put in place again. Who is going to outshine each other? Now, drop a pin in the comment section of this video as I'm gonna to cut that trended day for you and share. Follow me on my social media handles on Facebook at LAJUPOG Watch TV and LAJUPOG Entertainment, and on Instagram at LAJUPOG. Guess what, guys? See you in my next video, and bye for now.
I see the hot for my body, I say make I yarn you. Religious gossip plenty day for body. Pastor with the line on top, be pastor. For LAJUPOG Watch TV. Pastor with the back, where politician with the do pass himself. All leader, why you with the church? All as